2024. At around 4:40 a.m., Tampa police were called regarding a shooting outside of a hotel that left one person dead. That person was identified as no other than Foolio, one of Florida's most controversial rappers.
Any of y'all listen to Julio? I sure don't. I ain't never been in. I ain't never gotten into his music, but let's go and listen to this man documentary
Over a
though.
dozen attempts on his life and surviving gunshot wounds 4 different times. Foolio played a significant part in Jacksonville's gang wars, and he enjoyed taunting his ops. They tried and failed multiple times, but karma would catch up to him, all while celebrating his 26th birthday.
You could try though, no cap. You could try. But I ain't gonna count. When the paramedics and the crime scene people get there, look at that. Fake shot, body shot. You could try the CPR, mouth to mouth. Can't come back, no cap.
4 people were shot here in the parking lot, and one of those people died here on the scene. The other 3 people are currently at the hospital.
Let's do it. Let's go. I always remember, boy, your mama's son died, boy. Your mama's son died, boy. Stop playing, boy.
That's him backing out right now. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Well, I could name at least 30 dead people, no cap, that's on the other side of the field that got their ass dropped. No cap.
Posters in the cut like peroxide. Hey, run down on the art, don't do no drive-bys.
Before we get into that, we need to understand who and why somebody would want Foolio gone. Foolio has a reputation as one of Jacksonville's most menacing rappers. This started all the way back into his teen years. Foolio was born and raised in Florida's Duval
That man
County.
had that 5.7 Ruger, bro. That's the job I want. That 5.7 Ruger.
Out of Jacksonville. His hood in particular is known as 6 Block. When asked about his childhood years, he simply stated it lacked any kind of quality of life. By the 9th grade, he had already given up on the idea of school, and he was eventually kicked out. He was ordered to attend an alternative school. The problem was, it was in his ops neighborhood.
Hey, shout out to Publish X. Y'all go watch his rapper documentaries. His rapper documentaries be fire.
On the very first day, one of his ops was shot and killed while waiting for the bus. Foolio was online that afternoon, dissing him, leading people to believe Foolio was the shooter or had something to do with it in general.
When I got there, everybody was like, bro, they say you had something to do with such and such dying, bro. We know you had something to do with it.
People at school, of course, were talking, and after the last class of the day, Foolio got on the bus home, but his ops were not far behind. After hopping off the bus, he only walked 1 block before a car pulled up and opened fire on him and his friends. Foolio was hit in the leg and his hip was displaced, leaving him to crawl to safety all while shots were still being fired behind him. He crawled on the porch of a woman's house, pleading for help, but the woman simply told him to get off her property. The last thing he remembered...
Golly. Bro, you can't be looking like this and want someone to help you, bro. You got these big old wicks coming from your head and you want an old lady to help you. It's not gonna happen.
This was the EMT standing over him before he passed out and woke up later in the hospital, surrounded by cops. Before recovering, he was already being interrogated about the shooting, along with the murder from that morning. Fortunately for Foolio, he was able to prove he was already on the bus that morning, at the same time that it happened, and he was let go to recover. But after that day, things were never the same. Foolio doubled down in the streets, surviving and living on his own terms. He always rapped but never had the money for studio time, and that only motivated him to get money in the streets even more. Foolio started getting noticed for his music around 2015 after dropping songs like Coming Up. After getting a few 100,000 plays online, he knew this was his path. Unlike some rappers, Foolio was really living the crazy stories he rapped about, and it was much deeper than just music. KTA or...
Yeah, Florida, them boys don't play. Bruh, Florida is like... I said this up in another video. Florida is like GTA in the United States, bro. It'd be some crazy stuff happening up in Florida.
Kill Them All was the crew that he ran with, and he was the leader. At the same time that Foolio was getting recognition, there was another Jacksonville rapper who was also blowing up. That was Young and Ace, and his crew went by ATK. Instead of uniting and making music together, KTA and ATK would split the city in half and start an almost decade-long war. The saddest and most unfortunate part of this story is the fact that their issues started over what they quoted as a misunderstanding. People started losing their lives, and there was no going back for either crew. In 2017, a man named Zion Brown was killed inside his home at 1 in the morning. DeAndre Thomas was later identified as the killer. The night it went down, DeAndre threw a brick through the window and immediately started spraying bullets.
According to witnesses, Thomas broke out a sliding glass door, walked inside, and began shooting.
2 women were hit as well, but Zion would suffer fatal wounds. It was later discovered that Zion was actually Foolio's cousin, and his killer DeAndre allegedly ran with ATK. KTA and Foolio immediately started planning their get back. Not long after, Young and Ace, his brother, and 2 others from ATK were celebrating a birthday. They pulled up to a red light, and in a matter of seconds another car pulled alongside them. Before they could react, 50 rounds had already entered their car. Ace was hit 8 different times, while his brother and 2 friends were killed instantly. Ace would later...
Man, these rappers really be misleading the youth, bro. Like, they really be having, like, kids think, like, that gang stuff is cool. Whenever it's not cool, bro. All that gang stuff lead to, bro, is death at an early age, or just being lost, bro.
later make a full recovery while at home on house arrest. Meanwhile, Julio was on...
And then, like, it's just a repeating cycle, bro. They diss each other, more people die, they get a laugh out of it. Nothing good comes out of that gang stuff, bro.
Online having a field day, dissing ATK every chance he got. The craziest part about all this is that their music careers were both taking off in the midst of it. The more dissing and publicity, the more their music was being listened to. Things just got crazier from this point forward.
I've been popping so much pills cause this pain everlasting. Glock 45 with my waist, I'm a blasting. For the insta beef, I'ma catch his ass in traffic.
In January of 2019, a rapper by the name of Boss Goon was gunned down after leaving a strip club in Jacksonville. The problem was, Boss Goon is the brother of K-Sue. K-Sue is not only ATK...
Bro, you mean Queso?
Young and Ace's right-hand man, but he's also one of Jacksonville's most feared savages, and not somebody you'd ever want to cross. The following month in February, a 16-year-old who went by the name Bibi Osama was chased down and killed outside an apartment complex, all because he was friends with Foolio.
The person or people responsible for his death has not been captured.
K-Sue released a song right after, borderline admitting to the killing and making a mockery of Bibi, while Foolio released his song, Bibi's Story, paying his respects. At this point, anybody and everybody was a target, especially Foolio and Ace. Make no mistake, they wanted each other dead. Julio would be shot at multiple times and even had a bullet graze his head.
Y'all wanted me to die, y'all wanted...
Bro, Foolio should have been left that stuff alone. If you survived like 3 to 4 times in a shooting, bro, you got an angel like covering you, bro. After the first time, bro, it should have been raps, but you just keep getting blessed with a second chance and you just keep effing it up like a dummy.
Kid. I can't go that easy, like, oh, 6, all the big album, I said I can't go that easy.
By now, he stated he wouldn't even leave his home without a gun. Meanwhile, Young and Ace was in Atlanta for a show. Afterward, he went to his hotel where he was shot at once again.
Yes, I'm calling from the Hampton Inn in Waycross.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like there's been gunshots or something here.
Ace survived for the second time, but lost another friend in the process. After the 3 shooters were identified as being from Jacksonville, it was obvious who was behind it. And since ATK was having trouble getting to Foolio, they decided to go after his girlfriend instead. Foolio's girlfriend Bubin was driving with their friend and they too were shot at. She got hit in the head.
Come on now, bro. Y'all shooting at the women now.
Head, knee, and even lost one of her fingers. The shooter was rumored to be an ATK affiliate named Leaky. Leaky was a well-known shooter and was allegedly responsible for 3 different murders in Foolio's neighborhood of 6 Block, including a rapper named Jump Out Squeeze who dissed Leaky. 10 days after the diss, Jump Out Squeeze was leaving an Amazon warehouse after applying for a job, where he was pulled up on and killed on the spot.
Before 2 o'clock, police were called here. They were told that a 20-year-old man was standing outside the Amazon fulfillment center. He was trying to fill out a job application. Those suspects then ran up to this victim and then started shooting.
At this point, Leaky was a walking target, and his karma would catch up to him in September of 2020. Leaky was in a parked car smoking with Spenna Benz and 2 others, and they were caught off guard. Leaky was killed on the spot while everyone else walked away uninjured. Nobody was ever convicted for his death, but Leakey's sister claims it was Foolio. Foolio never admitted to this for obvious reasons, but he did drop a song with Rod K called All Gas where he rapped about Leakey shooting at him and his girlfriend and laughed at his death. Then he turned around and named another song after Leakey. Foolio wasn't the type to just sneak diss his ops. He made sure everybody knew exactly what was going on. And because of that, he was becoming one of the most hated men in Jacksonville.
His brother had got dropped. That's forget that and sister had got popped, but he ain't say that.
Well, really, it is no right and wrong side up in that gang stuff, bro. It really ain't. They just keep killing more innocent. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them innocent, but they just keep killing people. Just kill people.
While Foolio celebrated Leakey's death, ATK was already on the move. Foolio's friend, Spaz2X, was found dead at the Hilltop Village apartments, the same apartments that Baby Osama was killed at. The very next day, Rod K was also killed in the exact same place. Spinna Benz then dropped a song right after dissing both of them and rapping the lyrics, "Fuck his last words, the last thing he seen was us." Spinna Benz is friends with Young and Ace, and although Ace was laying low for a while after the Atlanta hotel shooting, ATK was still causing havoc. The beef between these crews had gotten so bad they weren't even safe outside their cities either. While on a trip to Houston, Foolio escaped death a third time when his rental was shot up. He was hit in the neck, but made sure to hop online and let everyone know he was still alive and breathing.
That's why I'm hitting this vape so hard live. This vape is the reason I got shot, bro. I was going to get a vape for the gas station. That's how I got shot.
Both sides just continued going body for body. On January 15th,
So does this mean that the KTA and ATK whole rivalry is done, bro? Because I think, if not, majority of them niggas died. I think I seen a picture on Instagram, and I think majority of them niggas died.
in 2020, KTA Lil Buck was gunned down in a shopping center in broad daylight.
Even though Young and Ace
After a
still
police
alive,
manhunt, the two men involved managed to escape on foot through neighboring backyards. It took investigators
Bro,
8 months to
gone on the police. Golly, hold on.
Buck was gunned down in
Bro,
a shopping
he
center in broad daylight.
did a faux
After a
flat
police
on the
manhunt,
police.
the two men involved managed to escape on foot through neighboring backyards. It took investigators 8 months to track down the two shooters of Lil Buck, and they were identified as no other than ATK, K-Su, and his own dad.
We're going to be out there doing some paperwork. We do have a warrant for your arrest.
We have a warrant for your arrest for murder today.
What?
Yes.
The man said,
You're a lawyer,
what?
so I can't tell you no more, but you'll be in trouble.
Allegedly,
What you mean, what, bro? You already snitched on yourself up in the song. And you already up in this whole beef rivalry thing, bro. Come on now. Don't be surprised, even though he is trying to play it
K-Su and
off.
his dad
Don't
went out
try
and
to play
killed
it
Lil
off.
Buck in retaliation for their brother/son, Boscoon, from the year before. Currently, K-Su is facing not one, but 2 murder charges for Lil Buck and the 16-year-old Bibi Osama. Although most people outside of Jacksonville didn't know or understand what was going on, this entire feud would get nationwide exposure in March of 2021. And that's all because the song Who I Smoke by Young and Ace, Spinna Benz, Fast Money Goon, and Wappa with the Choppa. The song currently has over 50 million plays, making it one of the most popular diss songs to ever be released. There's no denying that it's a catchy remix to 1,000 Miles, but the lyrics were an extensive diss toward Foolio and KTA. Fast Money Goon even took credit for the shooting at Foolio in Houston on his verse. The song went viral and brought the beef between ATK and KTA to everyone's attention. Foolio later admitted the song was hard, but he was not about to let that slide. He dropped his own song called When I See You, and he didn't hold back. In the music video, Foolio played the news clip about the shooting from years before that left Young and Ace's brother and 2 friends dead. He printed out photos of them and danced around the cemetery. But the most eerie part was a lyric where he stated, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 shot, 3 dead in the worst way." Of course referring to the shooting that took the 3 of their lives, but more importantly mentioning the fact that it happened on 23's birthday, which we now know is a sad foreshadowing. At this point, Foolio was getting offers from multiple labels including QC, but he had turned them all down. He didn't want someone telling him who and what he could rap about. Even
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Getting signed sound cool. But then you hear about all this stuff about how you gotta drop so many songs. They take a percentage of like the music that you drop and all this other type of stuff. So I used to be like, I used to think that was a bad thing, niggas not signing the labels, but it does make sense. Like, you got to work so hard just to even get like your little bit of money that they finna
No,
pay
he
you.
could have taken the money and left Jacksonville for good. Instead, he continued to name drop dead ops in every song. While the beatbox challenge was going viral in 2021, Foolio rapped, Prosper got shot, Tay got shot, Desi got dropped, Nate got popped, Leaky got shot, Spaz face hot. Then ends it with Corbin got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was rotten. Corbin Johnson was the name of a kid who had been reported missing by his parents. For an entire year, he was never found until someone discovered his body wrapped in a plastic bag. Again, nobody was convicted for it, but Foolio kept mentioning his name in songs. Foolio was out for blood, and he wasn't stopping. He then dropped a song with the craziest title of all time, List of Dead Ops, and that's exactly what it was.
These niggas really thinking they lives is like they think that this is like a game of laser tag or like a paintball gun war, bro. Like, these folks not coming back, bro, and they just keep killing more people.
Yo, man, you talking about my dead homeboy? Drop that. I'm on the seats right now. Just drop the loop. Pulling up right. What the fuck?
The song starts off with Foolio dissing the kid who was shot and killed at the bus stop almost 10 years before. He then continued to mention over 30 different people's names, and it wouldn't be a Foolio diss if he didn't talk about ATK, ending it with this: Ace the only one who survived, see he blessed if you ask me, and if he's still trying to beef, remember he lost 3. At this point, more people wanted Foolio dead than you could count. He was feared and hated in Jacksonville, but on his block, he was king. 1 month after the song was released, Foolio was targeted again, leaving a studio session. As soon as he got into a car, 2 men ran up and shot over 100 rounds. According to Foolio, he emptied the clip back, to which they ran off.
So I'm at the studio in Jacksonville, a public studio, trying to finish my mixtape for my fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I walk out the studio, I'm walking down like the carport to my car. Anytime I walk anywhere, I got my gun in my hand, walking wherever in Jacksonville. Like, that's just how you gotta be. As they shooting, I'm like, boy, I had to locate where the shot was coming. I'm like, boy, what the fuck going on? Like, I'm dead. I know I'm dead. These niggas blowing like, so I lean back, up my gun, go to shooting back. I shoot my whole clip and shit.
This wasn't the last
My
time
whole
Foolio
clip.
would be targeted either.
My whole clip.
On October 8th,
That gotta be so embarrassing, bro. How you shoot 100 shots and did not hit this nigga? Time.
2023,
And he was
Julio's
outside.
mom hopped on Instagram and broke the news that he was shot again and asked for prayers from his fans. Foolio then posted this photo that says, "All this money on my head, I'm supposed to been dead," which is actually lyrics from K-Su's song Been Dead, mocking them. Countless attempts on his life, as well as actually being shot 4 different times, Foolio still stayed alive. He and everyone knew this wouldn't be the last time, but if his ops were ever going to take him out, there was one day in particular that they wanted to do it on: his birthday. On June 23, 2024, Foolio posted this video to his Instagram, publicly inviting his friends to come and celebrate his birthday with him.
Address pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock.
Bro, if you a rapper and you got all this money, why won't you just move? I think I be thinking rappers nowadays just be wanting to die. Like, dying young is not cool, bro. Why would you want to die so young? And 26 is young. You just now experiencing life at 26.
This was followed by more stories of him in an Airbnb, tagging Tampa, Florida, once again asking people to pull up. 2 hours later, he was seen drinking and partying with a smaller group of people.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Happy birthday! Everybody got their shot, put their shot in the air, man. Okay, David. Everybody take their shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
Knowing his reputation and how important his location is, it makes sense that he didn't invite 100 people to party with him. But oddly enough, he continued to update his story as if it were a timeline of the night, somewhat showing where he was and where he was going. If someone were looking for him, it may not have been too hard to find him. Not even an hour later, the police shut his Airbnb down and kicked him out. Not discouraged though, Foolio followed this with a post stating this was the best birthday ever. The following story shows him pulling up with his friends to a hotel, and another woman's point of view shows the same thing. Once again though, publicly posting his location, a fatal mistake. This was the last video Foolio would upload.
We deep as hell, 20 deep, lit everywhere we go.
At approximately 4:40 a.m., police were called to a Holiday Inn parking lot. 2 cars were on the scene. Both had been riddled with bullets. 4 people were injured, and 1 had his life taken. And we now know that was Charles Jones, or Julio Foolio. He had just turned 26 that night.
Social media world.
They'll really put other people's lives in jeopardy doing that stupid crap. Posting his location. Knowing he's a target.
It's called meta for a reason. It's make-believe. It's not real life. Real life is what happened to Foolio yesterday. This is not a game, is my message. This is not something that we're going to tolerate around town. I think the media, I think the citizens of Jacksonville, I think everyone feels the same way.
I'm already knowing the police finna get this case solved so fast up in Florida. I give it, what's now? June 28th? I give it a month. They gonna have at least 1 suspect, if not 2, by July. But alright, y'all, that's it for this video. I'm see y'all in the next one. Peace.